Chat, let's do it. We've got Wizz versus Gino. Wizz is rocking a very interesting Batmobile. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play in this Batmobile on stream at all. This is a first ever. My goodness. I don't know if anyways, we'll try and get past that fact. Let's talk a little bit about Wizz, our first challenger. If you've been watching the stream for a while, you probably know about Gino. You've seen a few different people play against him. But Wizz is one of our, I think maybe used to be 13, but now 14-year-old youngsters. I don't know if he ever played when he was 13, to be honest. But he's a young next-gen type player who recently, about a month ago, held top 1 overall globally for a while. Ended up losing it out to Ocalid, like every top 1's player eventually does. So, you know, almost like a rite of passage. But he's been playing really well. He played in the next-gen season 2, and he actually got knocked out by YungEvoh. Which I think is something that people kind of forget. A lot of people talk about Wizz and his, you know, ability on the field and forget that, you know, he can also fall to YungEvoh. Or I think more that's credit to YungEvoh than it is a knock on Wizz. YungEvoh is really, really good, and I feel like people don't exactly acknowledge that too often. That being said, Wizz is here against Gino. Utopia Coliseum Desk is where we play Gino's matches for this whole tournament. The quick overview of Gino is he is our best barometer for whether or not any one's player is worthy. Nice shot to the bottom left corner from Gino. Currently in a Stocktain today, it looks like. Wizz in this crazy Batmobile. What do we call this Batmobile? It's like from a certain year or something? Like, what is the name in Rocket League? I've never seen anybody play this. I assume it's just Dominus. Chat, this is just Dominus hitbox, right? This isn't a plank. Pretty sure it's a Dominus. But Gino's gonna start out up early. Gino looking for his second win. Right now, Chronic has 2 defenses. Gino has 1. He was able to stop TriToN. Technically, Gino gets the most chances at stopping somebody. All 8 players will play him for sure. And he's played really, really well the past few games, but I actually think he hasn't even picked up a game in a bit here. He's had really good opponents. His last game, Lionblaze, he played super, super well, but ended up losing 3-0. And he's also played, again, nice air dribble by Wizz. Wow, what a save. Before that, he played Forky and Rapid. So a bunch of good opponents, and he has yet to take a game off them, but, you know, all of them he's looked good, exactly like how he looks right now. Going up 3-1. On Wizz. It's the 89 Batmobile. I like it. That's a throwback. Gino, a direct kickoff. 4-1. Up on Wizz. Wizz, the youngster, had a lot to prove. Wanted to go last in the Gauntlet. He talked to me about how he wanted to go last because he thought, you know, he'd have a great chance at clutching it up at the end when maybe no one else had. But the problem is, Wizz is too available. Being a West Coast kid, I think he just has similar time zone as me. And it just makes our games really, really easy to schedule with him. So when we had neither of Lionblaze or Forky's games available, I hit Wizz up and he's ready to go. So halfway through, game number 1, nice dribble. A good demo, just taking it all the way to the goal line before giving it a slight 45-degree flick. Dropping frames, or is it you? Yeah, it does look like we're dropping just a little bit of frames. Happens every once in a while. Usually it'll figure itself out in not too long. Wizz, long clear with no boost. Trying to stay on top of the ball here. Is going to absolutely be forced back into his own half. Not the best of first touches from Gino, but did a great job of recovering it. Really, all he was trying to do after that first touch was keep himself in the play and not just hand over the ball for free, which he did not do, just barely able to save this flick away. And Wizz didn't quite get the power you normally see from him. Huge dribble. Gino with the pre-jump. Not going to work, and this should be an easy tap in. No, Wizz can't afford to be missing. Not a lot of time left on the clock. And Gino up 2. Would have been real nice for Wizz to have the open net that he earned. Gino shot on net wide. Not able to grab that back corner boost. Wizz gonna take the long shot. Gino, interesting decision to clear it across his net to where Wizz is waiting. Wizz has a huge boost advantage. Might be able to find the angle, but no. Gino clearing it away. Wizz, nice shot. That's not an easy angle. Making sure to pick up this corner boost just in case. Didn't need it for his shot. Just wanted to starve Gino out. Gino can't get back in time. Wait, when they released the new Batman movie, will they put the Batmobile in as well? I'm not sure. I don't know if they're going to keep adding more Batmobiles. I think they added the 89 Batmobile after they already had the... I honestly forget what movie it was that they added the... Was it Dark Knight? It wasn't Dark Knight, right? That's super old. I forget what the name of the Batman movie was. They added the other Batmobile. But it was a long time ago because, you know, I feel like Cookster's been using it since the dawn of time. Wizz, flick to the moon. Those flat cars really know how to rip it into the sky. That was the first thing I noticed watching the Battle of the Bulls. Those guys did not seem used to those flat car flicks that just rip them into the air. Gino, a Daniel dribble all the way from the corner. Risky play, up one, and he's gonna miss wide, and likely Wizz gonna tie it up. It's tough. Gino wants to be able to hit those, but not a lot of time left on the clock. Could have secured this game with a safer play. And I mean, it's so close to being what he needs to do. But I mean, it's just harder than you need to go for. As great as that shot is, up one with that much time left on the clock, I'm not sure it's the play. Gino, though, is going to retake the lead. A great kickoff possession. This time not taking it in the air. Lets it bounce to the ground and goes for just a nice bounce shot. Oof, crossbar in. Could not have been placed any less perfectly. Otherwise, it would have been saved. Few seconds left to go. Gino gonna let this one hit the ground, and there's the first game win in a while for Gino. Wizz is gonna car change. Chat, could you believe that? Wizz is not gonna stay in the Batmobile. All right, chat. Wizz is back in the Octane. This is more like what we're used to. Tried out the Batmobile for the first time and didn't go so well. And honestly, I feel like this is how experimenting with new cars goes a lot. I feel like we see players who play some kind of, you know, unorthodox car during the day and like, ooh, this car is actually kind of sick. They hit a couple clips with it or something, and then they try it out in a like show match setting or a competitive setting. As soon as anything goes wrong, they're back to the trusty Octane. A great dribble from Wizz. Gonna go up 1-0. You don't think he has an ego because he's not using the Fennec? Do all people with egos use the Fennec? I didn't realize. Gino setting up on the post for his shadow defense, ready for the power flick. Able to take it away. Wizz gonna make a possession play. Might actually give Gino enough time to grab some boost, but he seems like he's just taking a trip around the pads, and why not? Lots and lots of boost, more than he could need. Using just the minimum amount of boost to get this clear. That being said, Wizz will be able to bring it right back online. He saved that 28 boost. He decided that it was worth it to try and pinch the ball out. If he had squeezed the ball with his car on the sidewall, he might have pinched it downfield more directly, but the way he tapped it out to midfield, certainly not what he was hoping to do with the last 28 boosts that he had. Wizz up 2-0 at the start of this game number 2. Gonna take it for another dribble. This air dribble bump is gonna be so perfect, and a third. As Wizz seems to have found his groove here at the start of game number 2. Gino giving him a lot of space, and that's just a great setup. Perfect play. Watch, Wizz is gonna win convincingly, and Gino's gonna bring out the gizmo. Yeah, dude, you're right. Why not? The Gino gizmo will come back. Don't get us wrong. Another full field dribble for Gino. This time down 3 makes a little bit more sense. Trying to find a way to get back in this game. That being said, still going to get counterattacked, and that's just the difference. That's the difference between Gino and a lot of other top level players, they've somehow found a way to secure those when they miss. Gino's doing a great job of putting on pretty good attempts, but you have to be sure that you don't get scored on the other way. Otherwise, they're not worth it. They're not successful enough to risk it unless you can consistently keep them out of your net. Wizz going to take a quick kickoff goal for a 5-0 run-up. Absolutely running the score up here in this game number 2. Gino back in control, trying to outpace Wizz and can't do it. Double jumping into the ball. Not fast enough. Wizz just going to play the slow game. Gino pre-jumps, and all Wizz has to do is take a couple taps for a 6th. (6-0). A complete shutout right now in game number 2. Gino clearing this one off the back wall. Wizz had a really early pre-jump and a great interception, but a slightly too strong of a touch from Gino. He had done a good job to predict where the ball was going, but needed to hit just a little bit softer to set himself up for a second play. Wizz getting a little bit fancy on the dribbles. Did not take what was a fairly open net, but he will take his 7th in a row, dropping game number 1, but coming alive here in the Octane, up 7-0, only halfway through the game. Wizz to the side wall. Not able to grab that midfield boost. Gino just trying to get a strong hit right away. Can't do it. Also can't take Wizz out of the game. Searching desperately for a way to break through the defense of Wizz that has all of a sudden become completely impenetrable. But mostly because Wizz has just been on offense this entire game. Ceiling reset. The shot is a little bit wide. Wizz not connecting. Realized he needs to pull away. Minute 43 left to go. Not looking great for Gino in this game number 2. Time to regain here for the rest of the series. Want to be able to come back and keep it close, I'm sure. When you mess up your recovery, it takes ages. I know you're American. So do you say recovery or recover in that sentence? When you mess up your recovery, you would say recovery. Because you're referring to it kind of as a noun, right? Whereas if you are to recover, he needs to recover. It's more of like a verb, right? Anyways, that's the exciting kind of stuff we're covering here in this 8-0 blowout of game number 2. Gino air dribble. Flip reset musty. Stopped out by Wizz. Fancy, but not going to get him a bucket. Ooh, nice save off the post. What's my actual job? Software engineer. Gino, another Daniel dribble. Has yet to score one of these, but it's looked good on him so far, and not a bad way to do it. And actually a safer way, too. Turns out the first time, he really adjusts it to keep it somewhat safe. He might not have gotten the flip reset. That might be the main reason why, but he takes it to the ground and pops it right into the top shelf. And when you do it that way, you're already ready on the ground to make a recovery. You have to go to college for that? Yeah, I'd say for the most part. I think it's possible to be a software engineer and not go to college. But it's much, much harder. Gino, kickoff win. This ball could have afforded to touch the ceiling and come down just a little bit faster, but no. Gino's luck is such that it hovers in the air for the rest of time. Gino won game 1. Yes, he did. What's going on, Barry Living? Good to see you, man. Gino did win game 1 in a close one, 5-4. Game number 2 is heavily in favor of Wizz. Wizz, one last one for the road. Ceiling reset. Ooh. Did he get the stall flip? Ooh, that was going in. But the game will end. Wizz gonna tie it up 1-1 in this best of 5. All right, chap. Wizz versus Gino. Game number 1. Wizz playing in the Batmobile. Gino able to take him down 5-4. But Wizz in the Octane has looked like another beast. Gino could not hang. But another game, game number 2, all tied up. Gino could turn it back around. In the last minute or so, it was probably 1-1. Nice air dribble from Gino. Gonna get his first. Buried Living, by the way, I know you've watched a lot of our show matches. I have a new like soundboard thing basically for all the game sound, my mic, everything. So if it sounds weird, you gotta let me know. We tried to figure it out at the start. So hopefully it sounds at least like it normally does. Wizz, a slow breezy, is going to be saved very easily. Gizmo time? Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if we will see the Gizmo. Maybe if Gino's not able to take this one. Wizz, nice flip reset. Great dribble from the corner. And did a good job to force just enough boost used from Gino to be able to keep him starved. But Gino gets to the ball, gets a long clear, so it'll be another open field for Wizz. Early flick. Nice fake defense from Gino, just making sure to shadow close and not let Wizz get going into anything that he goes for. And this time, kind of doing the exact opposite. First challenging early, this time waiting in net. Basically threatening Wizz to do, or challenging Wizz to do whatever he wants. Wizz from the side wall, going for the bump. Can't get there. Gino able to squeeze around him. Should be able to get the long shot. I think it's in. Gino seems to think it's in. Yeah. Dead center. Gino not letting us watch it. He is so sure. Did you see the Score Esports vid on Musty? No, I did not. Wizz, tap out to midfield. Seemed like a buttery pass to Gino, but he did not get any heat on it. And Wizz is going to respond by getting equally as little heat on his tap to midfield. Another weak flick from Wizz. He was a scoring fiend the entirety of game number 2. All of a sudden, Gino's found a way to keep him out. Gino looking for a musty, going to take it low because Wizz did a good job of pre-jumping and covering that angle. Gino deciding not to pull the trigger on that flick. Interesting. Gino was thinking about taking that ball back into the corner or maybe out to midfield. But Wizz did a really good job of pressuring him off that ball. But I'm so surprised that Wizz went back to his net there and let Gino take that shot. That was actually really close to being scored. Wizz was playing him a little bit too passively. He thought because he had the boost that Gino was going to leave him be. But Gino has really turned around ever since the Rapid series that I think he played very, very defensively. A great tap for a third, but he played almost scared, it seemed like, against the Rapid. And then against everybody else, especially Lionblaze, he played a much more aggressive style, and it seems like it's been working really well for him. He's got Wizz on the ropes here a little bit. 2 minutes left to go, and he can put himself on match point if he ends up winning this game number 3. You guys, I like the rainbow boost. Everybody hates so much on Gino's rainbow boost, but I actually think it's cool. When I get done watching Gino show matches, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to go get the rainbow boost. I like it. But I always forget. But I also like that it's kind of like Gino's signature. Wizz going to grab a first. Gino, I think, just getting a little bit panicky here. I don't think he needed to flip immediately into that ball. He had actually a boost advantage, it almost felt like. Maybe Wizz had just grabbed that quarter, but still, I don't think Gino was in a tough spot. And he is just trying to maintain this momentum he had and force the issue in what could have been a much slower play. Wow. What an awkward shot, but it's going to be worth a goal. Let's watch this from Gino's perspective. Gino just can't really find an opportunity. Oh, it's a great bump. Okay, that's a good bump. I was going to say, why did Gino not find a way to get there? And it's because he had to really slow down and go backwards for the save, and Wizz just ripped him out of the play. And just like that, that's the problem with a low-scoring game. You might get a lead. It might feel like a solid lead for the first minute and 30 seconds. But this is 1v1, so a few kickoffs in a row, and all of a sudden, it's all tied up. And the momentum is very much in favor of Wizz. It's time for Gino, nice shot by Gino, to look deep into his soul, because something about the start of the match is much better for him. Every time he's played in these last few days, he's played amazing in the first 2-3 minutes. He's like always had a lead. He's just having a hard time keeping it all the way to the end. And I wonder if it's something about the way he's playing. Maybe his opposition starts to figure him out. Right now, he technically still has that lead, though. A minute left to go. Holding it late into the game. A great clutch play. A lot of patience here on the goal line, as Wizz trying to force the issue. Not sure how much boost he has, and in fact, Gino knows he's going to have to leave. Must have realized Wizz was low. Gino's going to flick high, just buy himself some time, and why not? Gino can just keep the pressure on, put solid attempt after solid attempt. Doesn't necessarily need to make it through. Wow, that's not the best turn, though. Gino turning upfield in a scary situation. No reason for Gino to rush at all. He needs to go for very, very safe. Nice fake from Gino, and a fifth for the first member of the Gauntlet. He wants to shut another run down right away at the start, and he does a great job of pulling off of this dribble. Not only is that the safer play to grab a 50 and secure the game in case Wizz does connect, but it also does a good job of faking Wizz out. 24 seconds left to go. Gino gonna put himself on match point potentially. It's not over yet, though. All of a sudden getting a little bit aggressive, I would say, with the way he took that shot, and with 15 seconds we called it way too soon. More than enough time for Wizz to get back. Let's see if either one of these guys change the kickoff. Wizz gonna go pretty run-of-the-mill. Seems like Gino did as well, saving 14 boosts. Wizz in the air. His air dribbles have been nasty today. Gino will save it away. He just needs to get this ball out of this half. Wizz will have such a hard time bringing it all the way back. There it is. He'll die, but he'll win the game. Gino going up 2-1 against Wizz. Wizz versus Gino. Chat asking me if I've considered doing an EU Gauntlet. So I'm definitely considering doing EU games. Wizz, that's a ripper of an own goal. Nice own goal, bud. Just a great kickoff from Gino, forcing the direct own goal from Wizz. But as I was saying, I've considered doing more EU games. The only reason why I wouldn't do an EU Gauntlet is because this Gauntlet, the idea was these players, or players that have played on my stream a lot, in fact the 5 most, they played lots and lots of games. I don't think I even have 5 EU players who have ever played on my stream, let alone having played like 20 plus games like I think all these other 5 have. So while I consider doing an EU set of show matches, you know, it probably won't be a Gauntlet, and they'll probably have to be on the weekends because, you know, I work during the day in my 9-to-5 job during all the EU times. So we'd have to do just weekend only EU, but I've been considering it, trying to find a way to get an EU tournament going. Wizz gonna tie it back up 1-1. He's scored every goal so far this game. Just one of them was in his own net. Great challenge by Gino. 50 is on point. Wizz did a good job keeping his wheels to the ball and made it really, really hard to find a way to fully save that. Yeah, Gino had to know. I feel like Gino almost knew. When he was diving under this ball, he knew he was screwed either way. He had so much momentum, he was like, I might as well go grab the boost while I watch this ball fall into my net. 2-1, make it 3-1. Wizz not joking around, trying to run it up. Staring down the elimination barrel here in game number 4. What's my 9-to-5? I'm a software engineer. Mentioned that earlier though. Wizz, his full field dribble, not going to cut it. Also not going to be able to grab the demo. Trying to do that a little bit too low to the ground. Huge flick from Gino. Expect at least 1 or 2 of those a game. The problem is he gave it so much power that Wizz can actually use that power on the clear and prevent Gino from being able to stay close and get a boost steal. Ooh, Gino jumping high means he's not going to be able to fall and grab that corner boost. Wizz faking Gino off the ball. Has gotten Gino all the way back into the corner. He's going to go for the slow play. Interesting decision. He had Gino on the ropes, and he walked it all the way in and let Gino make a challenge. I mean, it would have looked like a genius play had Gino fallen for the fake, but he did not. Dribble from Wizz, saved away. Not able to recover onto the boost is Gino, but looks like he didn't need it. Holding on to almost 40 himself. Wizz to the sky. Gino, super early pre-jump. Those pre-jumps have not been working well for Gino, but that's what it looks like when it works perfectly. He's so afraid of these air dribble bumps, and this is why. Great air dribble bump. Gino almost landed and saved it away. Couldn't pre-jump early enough for this one. Saw the bounce coming. Was able to bump Wizz. If he had gotten a cleaner landing on that post, might have been able to get back to save it. I tell you what, man, when Wizz wins, he seriously wins. Halfway through this one, seeming like he's starting to run it up a little bit. Flip reset, saved away though. Certainly lots of time left on the clock. Last time we saw Gino not scoring much though, he was not able to work it back into the match. Wizz Daniel dribble all the way from the corner, and this one will be a 6th. This is the first time he hasn't tried to aim for the top corner. I think that ends up being the reason why he sneaks it under Gino. Just a little bit of extra speed. 5-1. Wizz wants to gain number 5. Gino would love to stop yet another challenger in their tracks. Gino needs a flip reset to make something out of this, and yeah. These are the situations where you don't beat yourself up too much about it. Down, 4 or 5 with 1:48 on the clock. You got to find some magic, and why not start with a nice clip? Yeah, Wizz does like to go for a lot of air dribbles. He's definitely, especially, in these less tryhardy. Well, nice. I mean, these are pretty tryhardy, I would say. I would say Gino's has forced him into complete tryhard mode. But when we were doing some ones, some more casual show matches, like weeklies, he definitely plays very AJ style, full air dribbles all the time. He's going to run up another game to 8-1. I think the last game he won ended 9-1, 9-2. When Wizz wins, he wins, man. Next, Gino wants to go to next. Sounds good to me. He's going to pop out of this one, and Wizz will take game number 4. We're going to go to game 5. Gizmo! Gizmo Gino is here, and everybody who bet in chat on Wizz, I bet they regret it now. They didn't realize Gino was going to go Gizmo for game 5. He's not even worried. First goal in his own net, that's not a big deal. This is just what he does. Once he's in the Gizmo, he wants to bait the opposition into thinking they have a chance. Another kickoff in Wizz's favor. This time, Gino able to redirect it into his corner and grab boost. Should have a nice possession here. The Gizmo flick. Here it comes! Oh, chat. The Gizmo flick is unstoppable. Certainly, he's going to be able to turn it in for a first goal. Oh, nice save by Wizz. Wizz will... Wait a second. He will get a second, right? Oh, my goodness. He almost let Gino come back. But that was it, chat. That was the moment. The Gizmo flick showed up and was there to get him the dub. Fake challenge, or fake kickoff, I should say, from Wizz. Wizz really trying to secure his win here. Not messing around. He knows how serious the Gizmo can be. Gizmo kickoff win. Gino into the corner. Going to cost him his life here. as Wizz set this one up to midfield. Nowhere to really go in terms of boost, and that was a great pinch, but so hard to score pinches in 1v1. Nice ripper. Wow, Gino. Great bounce dribble. Able to get that save. Capitalize on Wizz kind of greeting for that pinch. Couldn't grab boost on either the midfield or the back corner, so that's why he just went in for the pinch. Great recovery from Gino. He doesn't care. That Wizz setup is actually better for him, I'd say. Nice 50. Both these guys have boost. Gino has looked better when he's been able to stay aggressive and not let the opponent ever get a moment of possession. But that being said, Wizz will rip one from the corner. He's had really good backflip recoveries. 4-1. This one looking like it could get out of hand in terms of Wizz, but you'd only think that if you didn't know that Gino was playing the Gizmo, which we all know has special powers. Gino gonna get bullied off this ball, trying to return to it as quick as he can. Wizz gets the flip reset, the double. Oh my goodness. Could have been nutty, and I wasn't even on his cam. Luckily he missed it so that chat didn't annihilate me for watching from Gino's perspective. Gino, a tap off the back wall, doesn't do much. Wizz, the backwards dribble, and honestly, why not? His backwards plays have been looking so good for him today. Might as well just load himself up in the backwards position to start. Wizz, great flip reset to get that online. Sometimes these guys have some of the most insane mechanical plays, but just to turn the worst possible situation into a poor one. Gino trying to launch it to himself off the ceiling. Might be able to score here. Wizz very low on boost and makes an awkward save. Probably would have an easier time not going on the wall, but he had absolutely nothing, and he figured if he was going to save something high, he needed to drive up the wall. Oh, just a little bit of an awkward clip on the post. 4-2. Gino working his way back in halfway through the game. 2 minutes to go, and here we go. Clip City for Gino. Doesn't go flip reset this time. Wizz. His dribble drops early. Gino back the other way. Wizz gonna give him lots of space. He's gonna rip one off the backboard. This worked, and eventually getting him a goal the last time he went for it. A good 50. Can he corral it back online? No. Wizz will bump him out of the way. 2 minutes left to go. Gino, air dribble, pre-jumped like crazy. Wizz up so early. Before Gino even realized he was going for an air dribble, Wizz knew. But right now, Gino has stopped the bleeding at least, and that is step one in coming back here in this game number 5. Wizz unable to score in the past few minutes. He needs to cap it off with some goals of his own, though. Wizz doing a good job keeping Gino grounded. What an angle. Gino didn't want to double jump for this. I think he had the boost. He could have double jumped to save this one away, but I think he ultimately decided that this was a risk that Wizz shouldn't be taking. Thought maybe Wizz would be missing, not able to find the angle, and then he could just play on the counterattack. Ended up being wrong. Wizz does find a 5th, so with 1:30 left to go, Gino, quite the hill to climb. 3 goals to make up in the Gizmo. Wizz, a breezy, saved away. In fact, this should be a counterattack if Gino plays his cards right. Yeah, very good 1-2 counter on a shot far too soft. Gino able to gain possession here off kickoff. Minute left to go. Early jump. Wizz looked like he was challenging. Almost clipped him with the bump. Trying to... Oh, no. Gino basically owned gold. Trying to get a little bit cheeky here. Play physical and just bump Wizz out of the play. But didn't really connect with him. And then almost forced to own goal. Tough situation. 50 seconds left to go. Is the magic of the gizmo running out? Hard to know. Can't speed it past Wizz. Gonna need a quick recovery just to keep it from turning into 4. And he did so. Very aggressive Gino coming out in the last few moments. We're gonna need to see it. This air dribble is great, but saved away. And that feels like that was the last moment. Gino needed to score that one. If he did, he'd still be alive. An opportunity for a couple more kickoff goals, but Wizz able to save it away. Maybe even set up a 7th. Great shot. Wizz securing the series. Almost dropping in game 4 and 5 to Gino, but he'll be able to pull it out and in spectacular fashion with the last goal. 16 seconds left to go. Did both these guys leave? Oh, I was gonna let one of them give us a little tour around the map to finish, but they're both gone. That'll be it. Wizz will stay alive. Gino very, very close to taking him out. The Wizz will win it. In 5 games, 3-2.